It's not now that they started questioning. They've been questioning that practice in the NPFL. It's not something that is done in a whole lot of the top leagues in the world. So why are we practicing? Why is it happening? And we're looking at the peculiarities of our own sports. Yes, we have the Nigerianness, the Africanness that will have to color everything we do, even our sports. But that particular practice, it doesn't go down well with a lot of people. The Daily Trust, shall we? Yes, on the Daily Trust, we have their sports report where the big story is Emma Navarro into U.S. Open semi-final after Badosa collapse, okay? The U.S. Open is going on. I told us it's going on. It's in that stage where seeds are getting into the semi-finals. Some are battling to get to the quarter. That's it. And the big crashes have happened. Coco Gauff for the ladies' event. She's defending champion. She crashed out in the round of 16. For the gentlemen, Alcaraz crashing out in the round of 16 is still talk of the town. Novak Djokovic is out. So it's looking like we'll have maybe someone who hasn't even won the U.S. Open before win it this time around. And Newcastle defender Lewis joined Sao Paulo on a season-long loan. All these, you just check the Daily Trust and you will have details of these stories. Let's also look at the Vanguard. Yes, the Vanguard this morning. On the Vanguard, just flip to the back. You have a Vanguard Sports, and there are some are interesting stories. First, indiscipline, bane of Super Eagles. This coming through from ex-international legend Victor Ipeba. Says a tie against Benin Republic won't be easy. Says indiscipline, the bane of Super Eagles. And I'm wondering, what he said in that story. You might also want to look at it and find out. Let's also let you know Benin Republic to arrive Nigeria tomorrow. Tomorrow is Thursday. The game is on Saturday. Gonna Roar and his boys. They will be arriving the country tomorrow. And from Turkey, update, thousands of fans welcomed Victor Osimhen release clause slashed. Yes, that release clause that he was fighting, for Napoli to slash. They eventually had to slash it from 130 million down to 75. So that, when a club wants to buy him, they would not be scared away. They wouldn't say things like, his price money, his release clause is way too much. We cannot handle it. Okay, that's actually the much we can take when it comes to the dailies for this morning. We will be rushing through to let you in on a whole lot of other things that's going on, in the world of sports. Some updates that you can use. We'll first of all be running into the camp of the Super Eagles, where I can tell you that 20 players trained yesterday. Wenger just likes to crash.
Yes. I didn't crash anything. I walked in majestically.
This is proper crashing. If you're working in as a gentleman, 903 you want me to call you out on national radio? Wenga, you're welcome. Very good morning to you.
Anyway, I would forgive you because our
I say you forgive me.
Our under 20 women are about to do the next
yes,
on the large stage. So yes, we are here to latch top up.
Yes, indeed. Okay, so now that you've mentioned the girls, let's do a bit of ladies first, okay? The under-20 girls, the first game was against South Korea. They won that game, 1-0, and people were like, hey, not convincing. That their group is looking a bit tight because they have a Germany there. The Germany, they won their game against Venezuela, beating them 5-2. So our next opponent will be Germany, and that game will actually be today.
Yeah, I didn't see the game live. I only followed through with the updates via their X page. And that's via the Super Falcons X page.
Okay.
And they gave a good account of themselves. The substitutions came in timely. The goal came in timely. And the fact that we're able to keep a clean sheet in the first game shows that, okay, we are ready to do the needful. And yes, we are facing a German side who have laid a statement with that 5-2 victory over Venezuela. So I think if the girls can probably get a draw against Germany, then we have something to take towards the Venezuela game.
All right. Surely the Venezuela game will be their last group stage game, the girls. And that game against Venezuela will be happening on the 7th. Let's let you know, that's on Saturday. Let's let you know that the girls are surely housed in Group D. I said we'll run to the camp of the Super Eagles of Nigeria, where yesterday evening they had their first training session, and it was the 20 players who already in camp, who went through the training. And on the frenzy last night, we heard the voice of Coach Cerezo, that's Austin Eguavoin, talking about what to expect and how the boys would just have to be the ones to turn things around. Nobody would do this for them. They will do it by themselves. After all, in February, they were the same guys that got to the finals of the AFCON. But away from Austin, Remo Stars Daniel Ogumodede says winning the MPFL title this season is his biggest wish, but then he likes the idea that he is here. He was appointed alongside Rangers boss Fidelis Lechuku as the interim assistant coaches for the Super Eagles ahead of these qualifiers. And when he was asked if he sees this as an audition, to be in contention for the role of permanent assistant, he said, see, let's focus on the now. These two matches are what's important.
In fact, what I'm looking forward to in the two games is the fact that, okay, for the first time in a long while, we have a technical crew that we can say they are Niger-made. And I don't mean that in the sense of, they are Nigerians. I mean it in the sense of Fidelis Lechuku just won the league with Rangers. Daniel Ogumodede with Remo Stars has been, not just last season, has been impressive in the last couple of seasons. We have Barua, who is the goalkeeper coach, and now Austin Eguavoin, who I will say this is his fourth stint as the coach of Super Eagles. So I want to see what that crop of
you have a foreign technical match assessor, though?
Yeah, I understand. An analyst, but at least these are the ones that will probably be directly with the players on the training ground and on the pitch. So I want to see their ideas transferred into the players so that we can say, okay, now we can make a case for indigenous coaching. So this is their time to shine.
Yes, in fact, honestly, they need to, and time to shine, need to grab it with bring her. So they need to grab this opportunity.
Of course.
Both hands, legs together, everything.
They can't say there was not enough time to train or camping issue. No.
They just need to.
Yes, they just need to.
Okay, they just need to. 20 players in camp. Maybe much later today, we'll still be expecting a few other players, including Victor Osimhen, to join up with the rest of the squad.
I think Osimhen's own is just down to registration and all those. Once it's clear, he will be able to travel.
No, sure. And if the deal maybe to Al Ali or Chelsea had happened, he would be in camp.
Yeah, because those ones
with the rest of the players there, because would have finished. So that's the situation. And let's also take us away from the Super Eagles camp. Nothing else. Just they had a training session yesterday. So this morning, another round of training would be happening, and then much later in the evening, if any other player hits camp, of course you get to know by the time we are on the frenzy. We'll move away from our Super Eagles. Let's get to the guys who are still in Paris doing their thing. I'll talk about our Paralympic athletes, and we had a hopeful. We had a hopeful, but it's crashed out, and we're saying better luck next time. So Nigeria's Akayode Alabi exited the Paralympic Games, losing his quarterfinal match in the men's singles of a para table tennis. Alabi was up against Thailand's Arongroj Tayinyom in class 6, and the Asian player was just too good for the Nigerian to handle, winning the match in three love straight sets.
Yeah,
that's 7-11, 1-11, and then 6-11. So that's it. We already have a medal in this event that came through from Eniola in the badminton event. She won a bronze medal, and we'll see what happens. Okay, still for the Paralympians, today is day 7 on the schedule, and we have some of their events that will be going down today. Team Nigeria will be competing in 3 events today, being Wednesday: para table tennis, para athletics, and the one we have all been waiting for, the para power lifting. When it comes to weightlifting,
yes.
That federation, and that federation, weightlifting and wrestling, but majorly the weightlifting federation, they always give us
joy,
reasons to smile. I don't know how to put this, but I love them. It's not even about whether they are on the continent, even on the international scene,
they still do well.
They always try to do well. So we have Isao Ogunkunle today, para table tennis. It's already on. His own event is already on. Started off at 9 a.m., but it's still on right about now, and he's not started badly. Hannah Babola would also be having a para athletics. Yes, para athletics. That's the women's 100 meters. 100 meters heats by 11:08 a.m. Then Esther Nwogo, that's a para power lifting, once it's at 12:35 p.m. this afternoon. Just so you know that we have athletes who are out there in Paris still trying to put our name on the map. I am just waiting maybe to be able to scream when one of them just hits a gold, because when seriously I feel would have a gold in the para power lifting.
Happy feeling.
Benga, you're not so nice. Okay, so now we move away from there. Let's quickly and finally take us to tennis. The US Open, it's been going on. Some people were disappointed with how it started and how some of their favorites have crashed out. If that's how you feel, no problem. But let's let you know that, Yannick Sinner is still very much doing his thing in this competition. He is now in the semi-finals after winning his match against Tommy Paul yesterday. He ended in 3-love, 7-6, 7-6, and then the finals it was a 6-1. Yannick Sinner just seems too hot to handle, too cold to hold. He's been touted to be the favorites to win this year's men's event in the US Open. Let's also let you know that Taylor Fritz did his thing against Alexander Zverev. That game finished 3-1 in favor of Taylor Fritz. He ended 7-6, 3-6, 6-4, and then 7-6. Okay, so right about now, Taylor Fritz. Interesting times ahead in tennis. Taylor Fritz made it to the semifinals of the gentlemen's event, and then the way he reacted, you could just see what that victory meant to him. And then to the ladies, still from last night. Iga Swiatek, she won her game against Samsonova. That game it ended just 2-love. It was there's a Lyudmila Samsonova. Well, when it comes to Swiatek, we expect this. Anytime she loses, it's just as though, wow, yes, it's a big deal. 2-love, 6-4. 6-1. She won in 2 straight sets, and Paula Babosa lost her game against Ima Navarro. Ima Navarro is still the same girl who beat Coco Korigov in the round of 16. Beating her to make it to the quarterfinals, and now she's also won her quarterfinals game. She beat Paula Babosa in 2 straight sets. He ended 6-2, 7-5 in favor of Emma Navarro. So she is already in the semifinals of the women's event. Some matches spilled into early hours of this. It's US the time. Grigor Dimitrov is out of the competition. He was beaten by Thiago Frances Tiafoe of the US. He ended 2-1 because Grigor Dimitrov did not finish. He retired. As at that time that he retired, Tiafoe was already winning 6-3, 7-6, 3-6, and then the fourth set was on 4-1. Tiafoe was winning before Grigor Dimitrov started to pull off on the mat, and Draper and Alexander Demir would finish the last quarterfinal for the men's today. Earlier this morning, of course, Arina Sabalenka won her game against Quang Zheng in 2 straight sets, 6-1, 6-2. And then Haddad Mia would also take on Muchova Carolina. That match is later this evening by 5 p.m. Okay, still wishing Super Eagles the best. That's coming in from Peter on WhatsApp. Toyibo Temidayo says, I believe Super Eagles will make us proud at the AFCON qualifiers. Thank you very much, Temidayo. All right, guys, so that's the size of our package for this morning. This message is not delivering. Okay, so we'll leave it. Thank you very much, everyone who joined our broadcast. We'll continue with the rest that's going to come this morning. What's happening, Abuja? But in the evening, once it's 7 p.m., we'll have a football frenzy. Okay, Kajioka for is my name, the queen of sports. Enjoy the rest of your day. Good morning. Good morning. Boom. Chaka laka laka laka.
More conversation, more talk, more right after.